Well, hey, we're here. Hello, everybody. Hello there, and welcome to another Streamstructor. I don't know why I said that hello twice there, but never mind. It's fairly warm up here in Scotland. It's not as warm as it is down in England, and I'm kind of glad for it. I do not think that you guys down south are having a very, very enjoyable day at the moment. It's warm enough for me up here, I think, to be fair, and the face might show a little bit of sunburn, but I did put enough cream on when I went out walking, so hopefully it's okay. But welcome everybody to another live stream. I'm here for the next hour or so, maybe a little bit longer. I'm going to try something new this week. This month rather, on the live stream. But welcome everybody, hello. Hopefully your June has been rather eventful. Mine's has, to be fair. Mostly reenactment related, and I'll have a little bit more story about that later. There's also one topic I want to talk about in regards to a certain political event that happened in the UK this week, and yeah, a long time coming, and it still looks like there's going to be a lodger. But I'll get to that in a minute. We got the usual birthday bits and pieces, a little bit of a conversation about something that happened yesterday in a fairly local area. And yeah, your responses of any chat comments or anything like that. The chat comments are there, and I actually got my finger right for once instead of going like that. It's that way. So if you want to chat, it will come up here. You can also have a chat here live. I'm live on Facebook Live and also here on YouTube. So either way, you're all welcome. All grateful, and all here to have some fun, I hope, with me. Now, as you may know, if you've been in these live streams for the past, was it 2.5 years now, you'll know that I play archives of the Deanstructor channel. 324 of you are now my subscribers. Thank you very much, guys. It's a bit of an increase from last month, so it looks like June was actually a good month. You know, it tends to be a good month for me when it comes to new subscribers. I know most people are going, oh, really, 6 or 7 more subscribers? That's not a lot. It is for me, and I'm really happy about that. So thank you everybody for joining in and taking part and getting communicating, because there seems to be a bit of traction in things I'm putting up, which is always great. More details about that will be channel update related, but at the moment, that's where it sits, that's where it is, and I'm really happy about it. But as I mentioned, we do have archive videos from the archives, and here's the running order for today. It may be slightly different. I might go with the Doctor Who review first, but we have a vlog, the first of the resolution vlogs. The train started in 2017, and it's nice to look back at this one and see what the differences are. And then we're off to the Deanstructor reviews Doctor Who, the Patrick Troughton story, the Ice Warriors, and hopefully you guys will be able to join me for that and have a bit of fun and conversation. But yeah, that's your archive videos for today. That's the setup. Oh, sorry, I'm drinking loads of juice at the moment because it's really warm. It is quite warm for me. Not used to this temperature. Windows open all over the house. I am on my own at the moment. Folks are presently visiting my sister, so in tribute I have my self-portrait of her. No, I know. There's a running joke it started when Mum and Dad got this from a cruise, and they came back to me. They've got me one for the Czech Republic recently as well. And I just said, oh, this is a self-portrait of my sister as a joke. And it's kind of stuck. And it's a really sad joke. This is the same sister who got a wee doggy last month, wee Gus, which I'm really loving. Seeing him. And I could have seen him today, but you guys were more of a priority for me in regards to videos, because it's been quite hard to get everything ready for July in regards to channels and videos. It's all there, but it took a little bit longer than I hoped to do it. But yes, welcome. Hello, if you just joined me. This is Streamstructor. I'm here for another hour or so. Let's go a little bit higgledy-piggledy roundabout. I'll talk more about what I've done in the world of living. No, that doesn't sound right, does it? But I'll talk a little bit more about my life in a minute. I just want to quickly go round and do a quick conversation in regards to birthdays and just wish some birthday wishes to some people over the past few days. No birthdays today, so I couldn't say happy birthday to anybody, but a few birthdays this month. We have Deirdre, happy birthday on the 19th of July. We also have Davey, one of many Davies I know. This is a Davey I've from the reenactment groups. Happy birthday. Another reenactment friend, Jess, her birthday's on the 24th of July. Happy birthday when it comes. Dale, old friend from work, happy birthday to you too. We then also have Adam, a work colleague. A few more work colleagues coming now. Happy birthday to you, sir, when it comes up on the 29th of July. Doctor Who friend, John, happy birthday on the 29th of July. And another reenactment friend, Ben. Merry Christmas on the 4th of August, and you'll know exactly what I mean by that when you watch this video. And then one of my major workies at the moment, Claire, yeah, she's slightly ahead of me in regards to age. Maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing, I don't know. Her birthday's on the 4th of August. Happy birthday to you. And then two YouTubers that I've dealt with in the past and seen in the past. You've got Andrew McVie, Andrew M. Vogs. His birthday is on the 4th of August as well. Happy birthday, sir, when it comes. And Jason of the Theatre and Gaming Mechanic, his birthday is on the 8th of August. So quite a few Facebook birthdays this time round, but happy birthday to you all. Absolutely happy birthday to you all. Now I've just noticed the chat viewer doesn't seem to be reacting, so I did put a chat up earlier on, it's not working. Why is that? Hang on, let's put the YouTube chat on and try and get this added on while we're here. So it's showing the Facebook, but I know there's not any Facebook comments yet. There we are, let's refresh that and just get the YouTube comments up. They maybe come up eventually, but they will be there. There we are. There we are, they're all there now. There we are, we've got the live streams and the comments and everything else working here. But hello everybody, if you've just joined me. There's 4 of you at the moment watching, which is really cool, so thank you for that. Well, there's 4 when I last saw it, maybe there's 3 now. I know I yabber on just a little bit and talk a bit, but yes. Happy birthday to all those Facebookers. Just thought I'd do it a little bit differently than usual, just to get things going, I suppose. But yes, yeah, this is a live stream which is in quite warm weather, and yeah, it's the first time we've actually had nice weather in about 4 weeks, because as you may know, I had a live stream at the beginning of June last time, the first weekend in June instead of the second weekend in June, because I had a reenactment event at Dumbarton Castle. It's made me a bit annoyed about being in wind now, because it was a very windy weekend. Dumbarton Castle wasn't the castle itself, it was the peel, the garden bit below, the park bit below, and because it's on the Firth of Clyde, it's very windy, and yeah, the Sunday was cancelled. That's how bad it was. The Sunday was actually cancelled because the wind was too much, so that wasn't fun. But I then had another reenactment weekend, another reenactment day. I was invited up to Castle Fraser to get kitted out on that day, which is really cool. That was 2 weeks ago on the Saturday. So thank you very much for the invitation, Claire and Alistair. That was really cool of you to do that. And also last week was the big reenactment event of the year, and it actually went really quickly, but it's really enjoyable. And that is my Linlithgow. The Spectacular Jousting went on, and yeah, that was really enjoyable, really busy, and there was about 10,000 people that visited, and I just because there was kind of threats, and obviously 10,000 people visiting over 2 days, 5,000 each day, there was kind of a COVID threat, so I spent most of my week sticking a swab up my nose just to make sure that I wasn't I'm still not got COVID, which is really a beneficial thing. And some friends and that have had COVID more recently. Poor Jamie had COVID last month, which was really horrible. But I hope you're doing well, Seamus. I did see you the other day, and I'll see you next week, hopefully, at the Who meeting. But yeah, that was really cool. I couldn't do a Sunday up at Castle Fraser 2 weeks ago because there was a wake for Rintu, my friend who I attributed to earlier in the year, who passed away. His wake was then, and there was a few drinks had and a few conversations had. It was really quite good, and I saw Kirsty for the first time in about a year, which is really lovely, and it's great to have a chat with her. And we're making dastardly plans for August in regards to vlogging and viewing, and I'm making finalisation plans for what I'm going to do for Vlog 100, which is going to be recorded next month. So yeah, it's looked like it's going to be quite a cool little set of filming that's coming up with that. But yeah, this weekend's been more concentrating setting up for this, and also getting ready to film later this evening some Doctor Who reviews, and try and get the reviews done up to the end of October. So yeah, I'm trying to get ahead with that as much as possible to make it easier for me going forward. And this is a great weekend to do it. I went out for a long walk earlier on, all the sun cream, and that had to put it on twice. That's how long I was out for. But it was really enjoyable, enjoying the weather, enjoying the warmth, I suppose. And yes, it's nice to have some nice weather up here in Scotland, because it's been quite windy and a little bit showery the past few days, and now we're getting the warm weather, and not as warm as down south, which I'm actually very pleased about, because the hot spell we had 4 years ago, where it was like a heat wave for about 5 weeks, which broke at Caleverock Castle, which is always the way. The first few days were hell for me to try and get cool and keep cool, because I don't do well in extreme heat really quickly. I need to hydrate a hell of a lot and hydrate a lot anyway, but this was really bad, and it was a case of just keep going and keep drinking and keep doing that sort of stuff, and it took some time for me to get used to it. So I'm kind of glad we're not in that situation. It's only a low 20s here up in Scotland. It is going to be a little bit warmer at the end of next weekend, and there's already Facebook things saying, oh, down in England it's going to be 40 degrees. Go away, it's not going to be 40 degrees. Stop talking this rubbish. Maybe mid-30s, but you're not going to get 40 degrees. Come on, go and take a jump. Some people think it's going to be Spain temperatures. It's like, no, it's not. Go away. Stop being so stupid. But yeah, that's my slight rant there. My bigger rant is going to be after this next video. Now, I'm going to play the Doctor Who review first, because I've got a couple of things to do in the other room. And that's 18 minutes, so it gives me a chance to go and do a bit of housework, I suppose is the polite way of putting it. I've got to be a little domesticated today and get some stuff done for dinner, so that'll be my thing. Really something I should be revealing on a live stream, but never mind. If the folks or sister watches this earlier on, apologies, Kerry. I do think the t-shirt looks like you. And also, hi, Mum, Dad. If you ever watch this, I doubt you will, but there we are. But they're away at the moment, having a bit of time. My sister lives across from Glasgow Green, so they're probably getting a bit of noise from Transmit. And she went to Transmit yesterday as well. And there are always reports about people standing in the heat of 22 degrees for quite a bit. That's quite horrible hearing that. But if people aren't prepared, then okay, fair enough. I know how bad it can be in the heat if you don't get the hydration. I've been to Transmit before. It's a nice little festival, but that was a few years ago now. It's something I wouldn't possibly do now. I'm getting a bit old-fashioned for that, maybe. I don't know. Maybe getting to the top of the hill is getting to me a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, enough yabbering. Let's get on with this. Let's play the first of our videos today. We're going to do the Doctor Who review first, and I'll come back to the resolutions later on. It's time for a review of the Ice Warriors. Hello there, and welcome to another Doctor Who review. This time I'm reviewing a second Doctor story, The Ice Warriors. As always, I have here for all the classic series stories, the television companion, and here is the plotline for this episode. The TARDIS arrives on Earth at a time of a new ice age, and the travellers make their way into a base where scientists commanded by leader Clent are using an ionizer device to combat the advance of a glacier. A giant humanoid creature, termed an ice warrior by one of the scientists, has been found buried in the glacier nearby. When thawed, it revives and is revealed to be Varga, captain of a Martian spacecraft that landed on Earth centuries ago and is still in the glacier. Varga sets about freeing his comrades and formulating a plan to conquer Earth, Mars itself now being dead. The scientists meanwhile realise that continued use of the ionizer would cause the alien ship's engines to explode. The trusted computer is unable to advise them without further information, and it seems that disaster is imminent. The disaffected scientist Penley, supported by the Doctor, eventually decides to risk activating the ionizer. There is only a minor explosion which destroys the Martians, and at the same time checks the ice flow. So, the Ice Warriors. The second story I reviewed, which doesn't show as complete in the BBC archives. The first one was Power of the Daleks, and that was in animated form. There is animated episodes for episodes 2 and 3, which are missing from the archives on a DVD release. I didn't see the DVD release. I saw a reconstruction, a telesnap reconstruction of episodes 2 and 3. So I have a slightly different appreciation of the story in that respect. Didn't detract from my enjoyment of it. And I do like the story overall. It's a nice little base under siege story, more or less, like most of these stories in this season. Also, it's another new monster. It's the monster of the month, or the monster of the story season, because you've got all these different monsters and enemies that come up throughout the series. The Cybermen and the Yeti are the only two recurring, but the rest of the time there's enemies or monsters in one form or another, including Enemy of the World or Salamander. Monsters of any sort that go through the season here. It is the only full season with Victoria, as played by Deborah Watling. Now, I had some reservations about Victoria when I watched it this first time round, but this is only the third or second or third time I've watched the Ice Warriors in full. But it's a nice little parable. I like the parable of the fact that you've got the computers, that people are relying on computers too much to put back the ice in the Ice Age, and I like that idea of it. And the fact that you've got the fact that they're relying on computers too much to make all the decisions, and they don't have any human decisions there because of the risk and everything else, and because it's so coordinated and everything else to stop the ice retreating across the world. How that comes about is an interesting parable. The fact that carbon dioxide is reduced down, which has made the world colder, so it's like a reverse of climate change, although that obviously wasn't something they knew much about or considered in 1967 when they made this. However, the idea of these scientists trying to do the world good is an interesting concept. But then you've got different characters from that. You've got Wendy Giffords, Miss Garrett, who is straight down the line role model. She feels that Penley, played by Peter Sallis, is actually probably the maverick they need, but she still will go down the line with what is said from what's his name? Oh, I forgot the names now. Clent, Peter Bartworth's Clent. You will see that sort of she adheres to the rules. You've got Clent, who is basically a pen pusher. He is an administrator in all but name. He's trying to lead a team. He has not any scientific knowledge. He relies on computers too much, apart from the bit he says at the end where he writes his reports. The rest of the time he relies on computers for decisions and just basically follows them through. So he's not a true leader in that respect. And then you got the Doctor that comes in, mixes things up with them, shows a bit of help. And it's when they find the Ice Warrior and they find the Ice Warrior on the ice, and that image of the Ice Warriors in the ice, which was recreated in Cold War all those years later in the Peter Capaldi era, or Matt Smith era rather, wrong Doctor, and that the Ice Warrior in the ice being defrosted, which I thought was an interesting thing. And the fact the Ice Warriors, I wanted to escape basically initially, and then they decide they want world domination. It's not really clear whether they want to have world domination or whether they just want to escape. Either way, you know, this world is suitable for them when it comes to the ice, but is it something that they would really want to be part of? You know, the motive for the Ice Warriors here isn't very clear. They're evil, they're monsters, and they put themselves forward as monsters and want to destroy the base. But do they want world domination? I think they just want to go home. That's my impression of it. Maybe I've got that wrong. But it's an interesting dynamic with them, and the way they work and their equipment and the hierarchy. There's a military structure to them, which you can see there. You've got the commander of Varga, and then you've got everybody else on top of that, of the other Ice Warriors. So they've appeared 6 times in all, but their main stuff is surrounding their fact of their culture and the way they come about, and their warlike nature, I suppose, is the way they start. And this is where it starts. And Brian Hales writes for most of the Doctor Who that the Ice Warriors appear in, so his character as such. And certainly a good start to it in that respect. A couple of things I noticed in the story itself. There's a couple of, obviously I've talked about the relying on computers too much and the fact that human intuition would help, but they're fearful of doing it in case they destroy more than they intend to. 2 things I noticed. The conversation between Victoria and Jamie in the first episode, because Jamie's leering, and I suppose, admiring the way that Garrett is dressed and some of the other women in the base, in the old house that the class as their base, and he suggests that Victoria dresses like that, and she's kind of dismissive of it in a Victorian attitude, which I thought was quite a nice little touch, and she was getting a little priggish about it. And then you've got Store's arm, the scavenger store. Considering it was injured in part 1, it got better rather quickly. Yeah, I know there's a time frame factor there, but he effectively has both arms when he dies, and he goes, ah, and falls backwards. So it's a little bit of a continuity issue there in some respects. And you've got Miss Garrett's dress as costume change as well between 5 and 6, which I've noticed too, but that might be just a costume damage thing that's happened there in regards to that. Also, the TARDIS does land on its side, when it arrives, and it's upright by the time it disappears at the end of part 6. So yeah, an interesting couple of things to note there. Going on to the cast itself, you've got Patrick Troughton, the second Doctor. Now, Troughton's in his element here. He is the role of the kindly uncle, but slightly bumbling at times. He's a bit more planning and scheming here. He's more the intelligent side of the Doctor this time round than the bumbling, scheming one we see a little bit later in the series, in his time. So he's still a bit more scheming and a bit more planning here, but he's very watchable. The intelligence is showing through in his acting. Chat always come across as having intelligence in his eyes. He's got that kind of look to him. Some of the others don't quite catch that, but he does, and shows that intelligence there, that he knows a lot more than he's letting out. You've then got Jamie, played by Fraser Hines, comfortable in his role by now, definitely the main companion. And Fraser Hines does a good job all through it. Then you got Deborah Watling and Victoria. Now, to be fair, yeah, she's a little pair as Pauline, but she's brave. And to be fair, Deborah Watling does a good job here, good performance, and plays it quite well. You see elements of Victoria that I like, and her opinions and the way she thinks. And yeah, she has a lack of understanding of what's going on, but that's because of her knowledge, not because she's not intelligent. It's obvious she's got a brain, and that's something I didn't notice in the first run of watching Victoria. There's stories that I've seen Victoria where I actually don't think she's that intelligent on, and Deborah Watling actually does a good role here, and I kind of alluded that in the Two of the Cybermen. She acts it well. She acts it well here as well. So maybe a reappraisal of Victoria is needed, because I was maybe not as fond of Victoria as I could do or could have been, and maybe that was slightly wrong. Maybe the way Victoria worked in the earlier stories, and this is one of the early ones she's in, actually works quite well in that respect. You then got the guest cast. You've got Peter Bartworth plays Clint, who is very much the administrator, the civil servant, very much wanting control, doesn't like Penley, played by Peter Sallis, very well. And Peter Bartworth plays it well. You've got Peter Sallis plays Penley, very reserved role. I love the maverick look to Peter Sallis. I mean, Peter Sallis, I know him as playing more, maybe not bumbling, but more softly spoken and kindly people, and this one's a bit more, you see a different side to Peter Sallis' performance here, which is really refreshing to see, considering what I see him in other places, and you believe Penley is the character that he's portrayed in here. It's very believable acting done from Peter Sallis here. You then got other characters involved. You've got Wendy Gifford plays Miss Garrett. She's the only really main continuous character you get through the rest of the story. Played solidly, considering the time frame, and she's intelligent. There's intelligence there, and that's one thing I have noticed in some of the Troughton stories, especially the ones that Brian Hill seems to write, because what's the woman's name in Seeds of Doom? I can't remember her name now. Miss Kelly. She is played very intelligently and solidly in Seeds of Doom, and Miss Garrett is the version of that in the Brian Hill story here, with the Ice Warriors. Very solid, very stolid, very likeable. Does need to rely on command a little bit more. Doesn't make too many decisions herself. There is elements of that when she tries to seek out Penley, because she thinks she has a soft spot for Penley. But overall, it's not something. It's a solid role. You've then got other characters in there. You've got George Waring, who plays Arden, interesting maverick scientist. You've got Malcolm Taylor, who plays Walters, who appears later on. They're pretty solid. The only other notable guest star really is Angus Lenny as Storr, the scavenger. I mean, he's only in for 4 episodes, but he's a nice counterbalance to Penley. This kind of, I don't believe in us technology. I believe that we should fend for ourselves and be independent, and then the independent thought, which Penley's kind of come round to a little bit, because he's a bit frustrated with the situation. And it's a nice contrast for him and Storr, and you can tell that they really care for each other. You then got the Ice Warriors. Bernd Breslau plays Varga brilliantly. I know the voices aren't... I don't think the voices are done by them. Count me if I'm wrong. I do like with the Ice Warriors, I do like that hissing that goes on constantly when they're talking, like that breathing. And I like that sound aspect on it. You don't get it as much in latest Ice War stories. It works really atmospheric and creepy here at times. But Bernd Breslau does a good job as Varga. And then you've got, of course, Turok, played by Sonny Cordonis, and Rintan, played by Tony Harwood, and Michael Atwood's Ishba. It's Ishba, that's who it is. And they all work well, and you can see why the Ice Warriors came back in the next series, because they're quite an effective little villain, and the politics side and the military side works better in Seas of Doom. They kind of set themselves up here, but it's enjoyable overall. The writing by Brian Hales is pretty good. I love the allegory here of the environmental aspects and the fact that people are relying on computers too much. I love that storytelling of it. It's 6 parts, probably could be done with 4, but I know why. It's budgetary reasons, and most of the episodes of Season 5 are 5 to 6 episodes usually, so they are quite long. There's times where it does lag a little bit, but that's the nature of the time, I suppose. But it's not overall unenjoyable. I mean, yeah, for me, episodes 2 and 3 dragged a little bit because it's telesnaps and recon, but the rest of the action was pretty good, and it worked quite well. It's filmed quite well. The scenes with in the glacier, which were filmed obviously on film, they look quite effective. It's another version of going down corridors and hiding behind corridors and things like that, and it works well. It's quite well shot and quite claustrophobic and tight in there, and Derek Martinez does a very good job at directing that. The music is just atmospheric here. Dudley Simpson is one of Dudley Simpson's early effects. He's very much of his timpani drums at this point, with a lot of drum beats, and there's a little bit of synthesizer in there, but it's mostly drum beats and things like that, and he's very minimalistic in his approach. And this timpani does follow through all the way through Dudley Simpson's music work on Doctor Who, but it's more apparent here. Here because it's used as more for effect, and it's more atmospheric. It's not really music as such. It's definitely more incidental than and there for atmosphere than actually a suite you can hear and listen to in that respect. Overall, I do enjoy the Ice Warriors. Certainly one I would watch again. As I say, it's only the 2nd or 3rd time I've watched it, so maybe don't have a long-term appreciation or soft spot for it as I do with others. So I maybe have been a little bit more critical with this one than I would have been normally. That doesn't mean to say I wouldn't rate it fairly highly. I suppose overall, I think I would actually say it is 3.5 TARDISes out of 5 overall. Hello everybody, welcome back. If you just joined me, welcome to another Streamstructor live stream. I'm here for another hour or so, roughly. I've got something to experiment with at the end of the live stream. Hopefully it works, and hopefully YouTube doesn't say, nope, you're not doing that on a live stream. We'll find out. If it happens this time, I'd have been in trouble. But no, seriously, thank you everybody for joining in and saying hello and having a chat. So yes, if you want to leave a comment that way. I almost got my fingers confused. Leave a comment leave a comment. You can see the chat come up there. You can leave a comment underneath on the Facebook, or you can leave a comment underneath on the YouTube, on the side on the YouTube. But by all means, please do. One thing I've just learned from that 15 minutes of Doctor Who review, you can't boil potatoes at that time, but there we are. Yes, I'm about half done, but I'll see if I can maybe get them done for the next time. But yeah, it's a bit strange. It's a bit weird. Trying to cook a dinner at the same time as doing everything else, but those are the breaks of trying to be an adult sometimes. But yes, that's the Doctor Who review. Notable for the big beard, Mr. Beardy, because this was mid-lockdown situation, and the beard was getting quite long at that point. Colin Baker went missing in the background, so that's different. and keep your Willy out of this live stream. Fraser Cool, what are you talking about now? Willy? What do you mean Willy? You've confused me now. Completely distract me. Where's Willy come from? Okay, I don't get that at all. Are you catching up from comments earlier on or what I said earlier on something? I don't know. You come in here, you start spouting comments. I've no idea what you're talking about. Sounds about right, to be fair, but there we are. I've lost my train of thought now. What was I trying to say? Oh yes. So you got Beardy Me. I think Colin Baker picture from the background seems to drop by. I noticed that this time, and I couldn't say Seed to Doom. I kept saying Caesar. Oh, I keep saying Caesar Doom says Caesar Death, and I'm still doing it now. But so yeah, it wasn't the best thing. You said you were going to try something new on the live stream. Yes, I did say I was going to try something new on the live stream, but it wasn't whipping anything out like that. I mean, come on, behave. Experimenting with something. Yes, I am experimenting with something, and you'll find out a little bit later on what I'm going to see. Oh, Jamie's watching, is he? Hello, Jamie. Hello, Seamus. So yes, hello. So, yes, welcome to another Streamstructor Livestream, guys. It's been a while since you two have been on. Thank you very much for joining in once again. Really great. Yes, Jamie said it, not me. Well, I'm sure Jamie did say it, not you. But that's a different matter altogether. But, yeah. Yes, I've already gone through the birthday, so happy birthday to everybody who's had a birthday or having a birthday coming soon this month. He's waving back. He's waving back. Right, okay, I'll wave again. Hi, Jamie. Hello. By the way, are you at Jamie's or is he over at yours? Because I was just finishing off Jason the Wheel Warriors this week, and the whole Jamie on the phone joke. I quite like watching that. It actually works this time. I didn't have to manipulate anything. But keep the house in the mouse. Keep the house in the mouse. What? Okay. Well, I'll try that. I know it's warm, but I don't think I'd go that far on a live stream. To be fair, I've not got that desperate for viewers yet. I want to keep those sort of things in a certain place. This live stream's gone new right away. I know. Jamie's at ours. Oh, he's with you and Shiv. Hi, Shiv. If you're watching. Yes. So. You got me distracted now. Yes, I want to talk very quickly about the mouse in the house. That sounds better, yes. House of the mouse. I say, whoa, okay. Which house are you going in, mouse? Right. So, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about some political things that happened this week. We have a lodger in Downing Street now. Well, we've had a lodger for the past 3 years, but now he's officially a lodger. A squatter, rather. So, yes, bye-bye, Boris, but not probably until October, because the Tories decided there's 9 of us who want to go and have a look. Did you... What? I'll put that up, even though it's got a word in it. I'm going to put that up. Did you delete the live stream where Jamie said he was absolutely covered in piss? We can't find it. I can't remember that. I don't know if it is still there. All the live streams are still available, so if you want to check out the live streams, they are on the playlist. So yes, it will be one of the live streams, but you've probably got about a day's worth of stuff to go through, so to find it. So it will be somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it'll be somewhere. But yeah, that actually got me to approve that message before I put it up, so that's interesting. YouTube is watching. So I might not do my experimentation later on. We never know. It should be fine, but we'll see. So yeah, I was talking about the squatter that's at number 10, because Boris has said bye-bye, or at least he was pushed out. It was before you went live. It was before I went live. Covered in piss. I think it came just at the wrong time. Willy. I think you did, Andrew, yes. The sound bled through starting soon screen. Willy. Did it? Oh. Oh well. Well, it's good to know that the hamsters and me aren't working, but the hamsters of the machine are working. But yes, Willy, what the hell? Yes, I think you did come into this the wrong time, Andrew. Willy. Speaking of Andrew, before we go into the whole conversation, you guys don't want me to talk about Boris. This is what it is. I'm so pleased he's away. It's taking too bloody long. but I'm so pleased he's away. But there's 9 of them now fighting to be Prime Minister. It's like, just find somebody, move on. We need fucking government at the moment. I'm sorry. There we go. I don't have monetization anyway, but that's my next warning for the first time in ages gone now, because this whole situation, this whole mess that's coming through down in Westminster, and you really wonder why a lot of Scots up here want to say, stop saying, okay, I won't say it. You know, well, there might be a Willie watching this, but you never know. But what's wrong with Willie? Is Jamie in hysterics or something? What's wrong? What's happening? Why is that a problem? I don't get that at all. I really don't get that at all. What's happening there? Stop saying Willie. What? So. Oh God! You go away, boil some tatties. You come back, we're talking about willies. I don't know. It's at least his tatties are boiling, I suppose. But that's a different matter. But oh God, Willie or Wanty? Oh, he might want to. You never know. He might want to. It might be that. Oh my goodness sake! You guys are really. I missed this. Why have you guys haven't been here before? I know why, but it just feels so much better having that conversation so quickly in between than just been talking for 5 hours and doing nothing. Well, it doesn't feel like it. It isn't 5 hours, but it feels like it. It's been so good having that. But yeah, no, the whole Tory thing and the situation, you know, he should have been booted months ago. That vote of confidence should have come through a month ago. He should have been out of there. We're in a position where the whole of the UK's effectively going to be going under the next few months because of a stupid decision that was made 6 years ago. Still not over that. And you're all fighting over who's going to lead the country and bring us even to more doom. Bugger off, just get somebody in there, let's limp on, if that's all you can do for the next 2.5 years, and get somebody else in, because it's just getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. It pees me off. It really pees me off. But yes, it's all erupted in the chat. No, I'm not talking about that. It's just all erupted in the chat. But... Oh my God. Oh, I've missed this. I really have missed this conversation in chat. It really does make the live stream a lot better. But yeah, very quickly, yeah, Tories go home. Oh, in fact, Tories go back to your home counties or wherever you want to go, because you're just not worth it in the UK Parliament. You can see why a lot of people want to leave up in Scotland, the UK, because if you're going to get that down there, it's just absolutely terrible. But yeah, no, I'm glad I'm not living in England at the moment. I'm glad I've got a slight buffer up here in Scotland. I think it really needs it, just a little bit. Now I've calmed down with a bit of the conversation we had in the chat there. Let's just talk about something else. Willie's erupting in the chat. Are you sure this is family friendly? I've never said it was family friendly, Andrew, so please do not think it's family friendly. Speaking of which, the Karur video that we did has actually done quite well. Thank you very much. Kirsty was spitting feathers when she found out, so she's not speaking to me at the moment. Which is a bit of a problem because we're supposed to organise something next month, but because I went to Karur without her, but there we are. So Jamie is now left to return to his bow, and we're off to make dinner. Have a wonderful rest of the stream. Thank you, Fraser. Enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, have a nice dinner. I'm in the middle of cooking mine, boiling tatties. I need to boil my head, I think, but there we are. But yeah, Jamie's gone to meet up with his namesake named Jim. So yes, enjoy your time, and maybe you'll catch us up later. Andrew, if you want to stay, you can do. If you want to disappear, I don't mind that at all. But anyway, there was a kind of event that happened, which is really scary, which was a stabbing in the Darmanic Tesco on Roligan Road yesterday, which is really scary. And I feel for the lady who got injured, and she survived, but it's still a horrible conversation overall that's happened there, and it's really scary. That sort of thing can happen now. I'm not going to denigrate that part of Glasgow because it did have a reputation, but it's improved a lot. So it's really a shame that something like that happens. But compared to, do I want to make this comparison? Compared to all the stuff that's been going on in America with 4th of July shootings and mass shootings, 2 a day as it seems to be at the moment, it just shows how shocking something like this close to home happens. It's become hearsay and just part of the culture in America. Somebody gets shot down every day. In here, somebody gets stabbed. It is big news. It's horrible news. And I don't wish it on anybody, but it just puts in perspective how desensitized Americans must be to the whole mass shooting stuff. And this whole example of certain wings of the political spectrum blaming everything but guns. My dad and I were having a conversation about the other day about the fact that, secure ladders or secure rooftops or more doors, and it's like, no, why more doors? The problem is the things that they shoot the bullets out of. It's nothing to do with anything else. No, I didn't mean like that. Shoot the bullets out of. It's that's the problem. It's the guns, but they don't want to talk about the guns because they're funded by the NRA over there, which is ridiculous. It's just, it's annoying. There's been more mass shootings than days in the United States. I'm sure it's the same past few years as well. Yes, I believe you're right, Andrew. I think that is exactly what's been happening. Hold on a minute. The stream's not showing that for some reason, but there we are. You're just, it's coming through on YouTube, but not coming through on the stream. Hang on a minute. Something's not right here. There we are. Is that refreshed? Disappeared. Why is that? Your comment hasn't come through for some reason, Andrew, on the main chat. That's weird. Is it top chat? No, it's live chat. Ah, there we are. It was on the top chat, that's why, instead of all chat. So there's been more mass shootings than days in the United States. I'm sure it's been the same over the past few years as well. Yeah, absolutely. What was the last count I was watching something the other day? It was what? Twice? 2 a day or something like that was the average. It's just, it's got like, how can you live like that? The last mass shooting in the UK was in 1996, and that was in a primary school, and there's not been anything since. And the thing that got me was Andy Murray mentioned about the Uvalde shooting about a month and a half ago and how terrible it was. And people started trolling him on Twitter. Hello? This man, at the time it happened in Dunblane, was in another class in that school, cowering and hiding under desks. He has every right to make a comment about that. Every right. So how dare you decide to troll him in such a bad way? That's horrible, that's sick, and it's not right. He's a high-profile figure. He has the opportunity to speak out on something like this. He has more experience about this in the UK than anybody else, really, in the sporting world in the UK. So he has every right to mention it and every right to talk about it when he feels there's something wrong about it. So trolling him is not going to make a blind bit of difference. Oh, but I thought that really annoying because he had every right to talk about that. And that was a horrible thing in 1996 with that shooting in the Dunblane Primary School. And that's where Andy Murray attended primary school. It was in Dunblane. So it's really horrible to have that happen and be trolled for it. It just shows the culture of social media nowadays. Now, I tend to ignore them when they troll me. I tend to ignore them. And I've had a comment from one of the Kidstructors more recently about the style that we do, because it was the Charlie's Climbing Tree. And a guy from Sweden decided to say, you talk over, I don't like this, I don't like the fact you're denigrating the Swiss, and then, or the Swedes rather, and then he said in Swedish on the same comment, how dare you, in Swedish, for, you know, our contributor. And I thought, oh my goodness, that's really bad. But I didn't comment on it, but kept it up because it's just part of the conversation on there and they have an opinion. But the way he was attacked was really bad and really terrible. And then you got the other side of people watching stuff like Raptamon, like you, Andrew, like Fraser, like Jamie, like all my friends who watch this, Lynn as well. Hi, Lynn. I don't know if Alexa's going to be setting any times for you today. I think we'll leave that for this time. But these sort of people, general comments, constructive comments, and you get the occasional trolls that come through. 9 times out of 10, I just ignore them. There's no point worrying about them, to be fair. And that's just been my outlook all the way through. And it's really, you know, this trolling situation, social media, all right, maybe I'm getting to maybe because I'm an older millennial and maybe not understanding the whole social media thing as much as I could do, but it's still a concern, it's still a worry, and having those sort of comments, I can understand why people's mental health are so much, but I have such a discontinuation of social media when I'm not doing the YouTube stuff. I tend to tolerate a lot more comments than other people could, but that's only because I'm small at the moment. I am assuming when I get bigger and things like that, the pressure will be a bit more. But if I have this kind of disjointed way of looking at things and prioritizing things, and the way my brain works, ultimately it should be a good thing and a good feeling that we see overall. But yeah, no, it just the whole situation with that stabbing in Kilmarnock the other day, it's very sad, but it's how every shooting in America should be treated, but because there's so much of it, you can't. They get desensitized, and it's really, really horrible, really, really shameful. Anyway, I've gone from uproar and hilarity to annoyance about Boris and annoyance about guns, which I've been wanting to maybe talk about a couple of months, but I had no excuse really to go into it because I didn't have a UK comparison. Now I do. But I'm going to play the next live stream archive clip. So we've done the Ice Warriors Doctor Who review. You've already missed that. I've gone the way around. So I'm now going to go and do the play of the resolutions of 2017. Now there's two things I want you guys to keep out for. One, there's an item in the background of this live stream that you're seeing right now that makes its first appearance. Can you tell me what that is? Of course. And yeah, what's the resolution that I keep putting up that I never seem to meet? Leave the comments in the chat. Here we go. Let's go and have a look at vlog 32.
Hello everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to another vlog. Now 2017 is full of lots of hopes, but is also full of lots of resolutions. And this vlog is basically charting 5 New Year's resolutions that I've set for myself this year. The first resolution of the 5 is to lose weight. Let's be honest, I'm a bit heavy, a bit too heavy. I'm looking to lose at least a stone, maybe 1.5 stones, possibly 2, and also get some fitness up because I'm not exactly the fittest at the moment. And I want to get myself ready for the re-enactment season later in the year, and not only that, it will help towards weight loss as well. So a bit more walking, a bit more working out at the gym, utilising my time a little bit more effectively when it comes to keeping myself occupied, to stop me eating out of boredom, and also stop eating out of stress, try and find ways of de-stressing a bit more, especially when it comes to work, because there's stressful times, and when I get stressed, I eat, so I need to try and control that as well. Not only that, I'm getting to my mid-30s, and you know, I don't want to have any long-term health problems, so it's time to start maybe looking at a slightly better lifestyle in the healthy stakes. I mean, it's pretty balanced with my main meals, it's just all the snacking in between I need to cut out, and if I cut that out and get a bit more fitness, I should be alright. I'm taking the first resolution so seriously, I'm out for a walk for the rest of this vlog. But the second resolution is to see at least 2 movies a month at the cinema. Now, it doesn't seem much, it's more of a maintaining resolution, because I have a Cineworld Unlimited card, and you need to see 2 movies a month just to make sure you cover your costs. So that's the idea, is to see 2 movies a month at the cinema, and hopefully it gets me seeing more than just the usual fantasy and sci-fi stuff I like watching. Oh, hello. Got me reading, which is part of my 3rd New Year's resolution. Now, I've been reading quite a lot in the past couple of years. It started from the 2011 resolutions, but that was mostly Kindle apps. Now I'm reading a lot with paperbacks and things like that, probably inspired by the Song of Ice and Fire series, the Game of Thrones books. So the intention is to read one of these a month, at least. And you know what, it is quite a relaxing thing to do, and it de-stresses you quite a bit, so I'm going to look forward to going through these. But excuse me, I've got a bit of reading to do. I am here in Calder Glen Country Park, doing my walk today. It's seen as quite a romantic place to most people, and I think to me as well. I do like the scenery. It's maybe not as green as it could be, because obviously it's the middle of winter, but I still like the place. I still come down here, been here for many years, and it has featured in a couple of vlogs before as well. Speaking of romance, that is the 4th New Year's resolution, probably one of the more difficult ones, and that's to get into a relationship. That sticks, that stays. I've been putting it off on the basis of the word of finance and money, but that is not going to be an excuse for much longer. My financial predicament I've been in for the past 8 years or so is finally coming to an end. I should be able to save towards getting a place for myself, which hopefully then become home for a family as well. So that's my 4th resolution, is to get into a relationship. But I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to plan it properly. I'm not just going to pursue in there and spend lots of dating sites and things like that. These things take time, they don't happen overnight, and I don't expect to have a girlfriend by the end of January. If I do, then I've done something right, but I doubt very much that'll be the case. So this is a year-long project. I wouldn't say project, a year-long hope. Just shows you how out of touch I am when I'm saying things like that, project. But yes, that's the 4th resolution I intend to try and keep this year. And my 5th New Year's resolution for 2017 is to get 100 YouTube subscribers total. Now, that may seem a bit of a hard task for me. I only increased it by about 20 over 2016, but with the right planning, marketing, themed weeks and programming, I don't see any reason why I can't increase it any further. Certainly, the vast majority of subscribers I got within the last 6 months of the year, because of the theme weeks and the planning, so I don't see any reason why I can't get up to 100 subscribers. Anyway, so yes, there's a bit of plan going on for that. To that end, and you may be seem self-defeating, but I'm doing it for a reason, I'm going to stop doing videos for the rest of this month. So there's going to be a 4-week break, and then I'm back at the beginning of February with another vlog 33. I have an idea what I'm going to do with that. I was going to record it tomorrow, the 2nd of January, but unfortunately there's a few things that have happened that's going to stop me from doing that. However, that being said, I'm going to take a month off so I can plan some stuff for the other weeks, because I've got an interesting week which I've got a 6-part series I want to do. I've got the Who week, which is going to be Doctor Who reviews, and I've got a 6-part series for that as well. And people have been saying I could do Doctor Who reviews all year, so I'm gonna delve into that and plan them out. And then for Odd Week, well, let's just say the 6-part series is going to be rather childish, and yes, it is going to be a 6-part series, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Once again, Happy New Year. I hope the 2017 is as good to you as other years have been. I know 2016 maybe not the best for some people, but it certainly is an improvement on previous years, I can tell you that, certainly for this channel. But yes, if you like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe and comment below. Tell me what your New Year's resolutions are. You can tell me here on the channel, comment below. You can go to my blog, which I will be writing on a weekly basis, so that will continue. You've got my Facebook, you've got my Twitter, you've got my Instagram, and you've also got my Tumblr. So you've got all these different places to go. Links of playlists of all the different things of the channel will be below as well. Since I'm not going to be here for 4 weeks, maybe give you something to watch. But yes, thank you very much once again for watching, and I will see you at the beginning of February. Until then, see you later.
There we go. Welcome to another Streamstructor if you've just joined me. That was a vlog for 2017. The resolutions of 2017, the very first vlog of 2017. I'm starting to see the format of the vlog starting to come in a bit more now, which is really good to see. Although some of the conversations I'm having there is still very cringy. It's still very early, Barry. And why did I think that blue skinny chinos and white shoes was a combination I could pull off? Mind you, I don't think I could pull off bloody walking trainers and yellow slim chinos now, but that's a different matter. But yeah. Did you guys notice the item that in the background at the beginning of the vlog? That made its first appearance. That's here in the background of this. And which resolution was it that I have kept putting up but never kept? Leave a comment on the side. Let me know which ones they are as part of the chat here, because that's a nice little quiz for you there. Now, I can't believe it's nearly 6 o'clock UK time, 5 PM GMT. Yes, I'm going to confuse the hell out of Fraser as always. It's nearly 5 PM GMT, nearly 6 PM in the UK BST. And I've been here for about an hour, talking absolute mince about 15 minutes ago, as you could see from the chat history there that's up there. Andrew was getting a bit concerned about certain phrases and words and not being very family friendly. He's obviously not that distracted because he's still watching, I think. I hope. I don't know. Fraser and Jamie caused chaos for about 5 minutes and they've disappeared again, which is always the way it works. And I know what my clip stream is going to be for Wednesday, but there we are. Now, I said I was going to try something different here, and I'm not lying with that. This is something I've been wanting to try on a live stream for a while, but I thought I'd test it here on Streamstructor. So you might recognise the music when I start playing it, but yes. This could be interesting. Let's see if we can get this working and working quite well. Ooh, what could that be? Now, the only title I've ever done on Deanstructor is Spore, but I bought about 6 months ago. Not watching, got my eyes closed for something different. All right, fair enough, Andrew. Now, this time we have... That's interesting. I love that comment. Yeah, you got your eyes closed for something different. I'm not quite sure where that comes from, but yes, I've only ever done on Streamstructor Spore before. I've not actually done anything else. So this is a new thing for me, really, is to go and have a go at some gaming, really, on the live stream and see how it goes. So I'm just about to start loading up the gaming now. There was Spore before, but I'm doing something slightly different this time, and hopefully it works. We shall see. So I'm just trying to get everything loaded up here, so we can go out and about it. And hopefully we get something quite cool. So just listening in for it coming out, and if YouTube stops me, so be it. At least I'm doing it in a kind of safe space, and if it works, then we may have an extra live stream segment that we can put up here, because I've been wanting to do Deanstructors as live streams for a while, to be fair. So this is the first example of doing it. I'm going to play a couple of rounds of this game just to see how it goes, and this is the exciting thing that we were talking about earlier on. Fingers crossed it works. So I'm just going to, oops, make sure I click. There we are. Right. Okay, just setting this up now with the game, and then, nope, there we are. So we'll continue with that, and then hopefully this works. But I'm just going to very quickly check something. I'll be back in a second, and I'll give you a hand in a second. and all hell breaks loose when I go away. Sorry about that. So I've seen people game stream on YouTube as part of live stream before, so I don't think you'll have a problem on their end. Well, it's always one thing to have a look at. Hello, reviewer. Welcome back. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to very quickly go because some sort of domestic happened, so I had to go check a few things. So I've given all my briefs and bits and pieces here, so fingers crossed we'll be ready to go. So yes, here we go. Here is the screen. As you can see, it is Crash Bandicoot. The first couple levels. I'm not got the music on just to cover myself, but I am going to go and play along, and we'll play a couple of levels, just see how we get on. Bit of comments, bit of conversations from you guys, and see how it all goes, and just try it out. And if it works, then I might do a longer Deanstructor live stream in the very near future. So yes, let's have a wee run through the first couple levels of the original Crash Bandicoot and see how we get on. No music though, so we're just getting all the background stuff. Now you can see the timer at the front there because I've already played this level. It's just to prepare it earlier, just to make sure it worked. But here we go. I loved Crash Bandicoot when I was younger, I really did. The idea eventually is maybe to go and do a full playthrough, including getting time crystals and things like that as well. That could be an idea. But I've always been a little bit fretful of playing stuff like this since we had the issue with the Deanstructors all that time back. Because it was a while ago since I had that issue. A long time. What was it? 2 years or something? It's really strange. Really weird. But yeah. Okay, so we've got this bit here. See, these are the easy levels, and I'll still muck up, I bet you. And it won't be for effect either. It'll be because I'm not concentrating. One thing I've noticed playing this more recently, and I have gone through the whole of Crash Bandicoot and got 101% in this game. It's harder later on, but I think it's a lot easier playing this with the autosaves than you would have had originally. It's a bit strange and weird, but there we are. Okay. Ah! The problem is I can't hear the music, so I knew that was going to happen at some point, but there we are. So I can't tell when the invincibility's starting to finish now, which is a bit of a problem, but we'll see how we go. But yes, how are you, reviewer? I hope everything's okay with you, because you were there last month. Nice to welcome back for joining in the live stream again. It's nice to have you once more. But yes, let's have a look. So this time I'll jump it right, would help. Ah, oh, you're an idiot, Barry. Right, there's one more to do round here, so we'll just get this sorted. Couple more boxes. I don't need that anymore, do I? Because it's all there. Yes. Oh, that was close. I could have hurt myself there. There, I got the gem. Still can't do it in 2, but there we are. There we are. Ta-da! There we are. So we got 2. Okay, we'll do another level just to see how this works. Play one more, I think, and see how we get on with this. La da da da. How many are you watching? Only 4? I know it can be boring. There we are. But let's just see if I can get one more here. See how we play one more game. See how it gets on. Taking its time though. There we are. That's better. Jungle Rollers. We've got the TNT here. Bye bye, Skunky. Right. Jump this. Tanya bonus round. So yeah, we will get the Tanya bonus round this one. A few things with the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy that you didn't have with the original is you'd have to collect the oh, I need the gem for this one to get all the boxes later. You'd need to collect the whatchamacallit? You would need to collect the Oh, brain cells gone. I'm too busy concentrating. You need to collect the Aku Aku symbol. You couldn't. It didn't automatically, you know, turn up, which was interesting. So this is the wee change we've got here, but it works with the others. Oh, that was good. You managed that, Barry. Right, let's jump this. Right, first of the bonus levels with Tanya. And the thing with the Insane Trilogy is you can go back and do these bonus levels as many times as you want. It's not like the original where you had one shot and then you were stuffed. So I didn't get her, but I got an extra life. Yay! Okay. So I missed three boxes just because of where it is. There we are. Okay, I missed 3 boxes. Never mind. Can't always be there. One more? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe one more. We'll see how we go. The Great Gate. Yeah, let's have a bit of fun and see how bad I get at that. I don't like the Great Gate. It's a bit of a pain to go through, but we'll see how we get on. And then I think we'll wrap up this live stream just a little. This monkey annoys me. That's one element you don't see in the other games, is lives hanging like that. It's interesting how Crash worked with its layouts as time went on. But the playability's not too bad in this. I'm using the Steam version. As I say, I played the whole of the first Crash Bandicoot all the way through and got to 101%. I'm presently working through the next level. Let's see. So I'm not going to get frazzled then. This is where the bonus might cause problems, but we'll see how we go. To be fair, I've got the hardest Crash out of the way by doing Crash 1 first. I'm going through Crash 2 at the moment, so hopefully it'll work. 19 lives already. Just amazing how quickly you build up the lives. Oh! That was silly. Oh well. I got through it okay. Could have been worse. I missed 8 boxes. Oh well, never mind. At least I got somewhere. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, I think. I'm not going to play much more Crash. I'm just going to... The autosaves work, so I'll just come back to that. So you'll come out of this, and... Ooh, weak. Hang on a minute. Okay, this isn't working right. Okay, why can I... Oh, there we are. There we are. Right. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. You guys didn't hear any of that noise because I've just noticed it was off, but there again, it was only silent anyway, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, experimentally, it worked. Hopefully I don't get done for it by YouTube, but we'll see. But yeah, that was worth having a look at and seeing if it all worked. And, yeah, I'm just gonna quickly. As you can hear it now. I'm just gonna escape and come out of this. Yes, come come out of it. There we are. Right, so yeah, that is your live stream for today. Thank you guys for watching today. I know some people have come in later. Hi reviewer, hi Andrew, thanks Fraser, thanks Jamie. Yes, if you like this video, don't forget to like it and share it with hashtag Teamstructor, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell so you know when a new video comes out. Coming up this month, we already had the little vlog to Karua last week. Got a clip from this live stream on Wednesday, and then we've got Doctor Who reviews. Next Sunday at 4 PM GMT is The Monster Paladin, and then a review of The Marrying Conspiracy, the 6th Big Finish audio on Wednesday the 20th at 6 PM GMT. Then Jason the Wood Warriors in 2 weeks' time on the 24th of July. And then we have the channel promo has been updated for the second time. So, yes, hopefully you can join me all for that. But, yeah, that's it for now from me. Thank you guys for watching this. And it's been really fun, especially the bit in the middle. I think that's going to be my clip for this week, for this month. So, hopefully you can join me next time. But, yes, every Sunday, 4 PM GMT is a general rule. I will see you on Wednesday. If you want to see the clip stream on Wednesday, that's fine. I'll see you then at 6 PM GMT. If not, I'll catch you Sunday. With the Doctor Who review of The Monster Paladin. But until then, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later.